Welcome back. Episode 20 of Rumors from the Corner. A milestone episode. Today's Monday, September 30th. What's up, my man? How you
Can't believe we're already on 20. Imagine this. The Cats take down Ole Miss.
I got to admit, you called it. Good call.
And here we are on the 20th episode to celebrate this fantastic win. We back!
At least for one more week. You got to buy this week.
Oh,
But no, I'm not
time.
gonna sit here and you deserve it. Big win, biggest win, home win since I think '77. First time you beat Ole Miss at Ole Miss since '78.
Yep.
So kudos to
Oh,
you.
buddy.
They played a great game. We'll get into that a little bit more, but it's a good day to be you.
Huh. Yes,
All right,
it
but
is.
before we get into that, we had a little. Let's get a little high school action in here. We had St. X versus Trinity on
Do
Saturday.
we have to go
night.
right into that?
Yeah, I just we're gonna get to your time where you're happy.
I know. I just wasn't looking forward to talking about this, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, we don't win very much, or we haven't lately. But the underdog St. Xavier Tigers came out with a 16-10 victory over Trinity on Saturday night in the 93rd meeting between the two. I told you it was going to be low scoring.
It was low scoring, that's right.
St. X's Marlon Harbin had himself a game. Ran first play of the game, 80 yards. He ended up with 2 touchdowns. Had an interception in the fourth quarter. He was everywhere. He's
Played a great game, man. I mean, I tip my hat. Tip my hat to the Tigers. I give credit where credit's due. It's unfortunate, we couldn't play that on a neutral field. We had to come over there to Tiger Stadium. Weather was bad. Goodness gracious, man. I don't know. We've talked about it earlier today. Some of those people battling, in Asheville and the Carolinas and all that. We're prayers for you guys.
absolutely.
For you guys. Good Lord. Sorry, we playing the golf scramble today. I might have had a few.
St. X led 16-3 in the half at the half, and they came back and they ended up 16-10. Pretty boring second quarter. He was everywhere.
They tried to make a valiant comeback. Unfortunately, it wasn't Zane's greatest game. That's for sure. But you're gonna have those kind of games. Like I said, you tip your hat to St. X. They're a good ball club, you just hopefully you get to see them again and beat them when it counts.
It's usually what happens, but we'll see. Other games, Cal beat Manual 35-10. I did not see that coming.
We did not see that. Here's what happens. As soon as we get on somebody's train,
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Put the brakes on.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Nice win by Cal.
Did you see any of the highlights of that game by chance?
Yes. I
One of the craziest
Yeah.
touchdowns I've ever seen. I mean, what happened? So it was
Hodge, quarterback from Cal. He throws it, gets intercepted.
Yes.
The guy's running it back. Guy gets hit. It goes straight into like the tight end or wide receiver's arms. He takes off for a touchdown.
I mean, you talk about a wave of emotions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when it's going right, it's going right. I always say, a lot of football has to do with the way that ball bounces, buddy. And it was bouncing Cal's way that night.
It sure was.
Good for Cal, man. That's a big win for that program, definitely for sure. I mean, Emmanuel was riding high.
Yes, they were. Male beat PRP. Really not a lot to talk about in that game.
Well, yeah, there really is.
Well, there is, but
What happened outside?
we don't. If you want to
What
get
is
into
going
that,
on?
I don't know.
Keep your guns at home, people.
2 weeks in a row.
Don't
that's
bring them to high
happened.
school football games.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's ridiculous. We shouldn't have to worry about our kids going to a high school football game and worrying if somebody's going to get shot or not. This is getting to be ridiculous. Guns are for hunting or whatever else. They're not for shooting people going to high school football games.
I'm 100% with you, pal. 100%. We got a good schedule this week.
As far as high school?
Yeah.
Yes. It's a lot better than the college. I know that.
You're right. St. X is at home against Ryle. And RPI-wise, Ryle, I think, is number 1 in the state.
Ryle could be sneaky.
Ryle is very, very good. Ryle beat Cal 28-24 earlier in the year. So that's going to be a great game. We got
St. X coming off the big win. You know what I say about those big wins in the but the good thing is they've got Ryle at home. And,
yes.
And Ryle, granted, they've got a good football team.
They do.
They're going to come into St. X. They ain't seeing nothing like that down there in northern Kentucky. I can tell you that right now.
We got mail at Frederick Douglass. What do you think about that one?
I'm calling upset here.
You like Freddie?
I think Freddie jumps up and gets the Bulldogs here.
Okay.
I think, they've got the talent, and, they let Manuel sneak up on them, and I really think that kind of hurt them a little bit. This is going to be a big game for them. They're gonna up, get it going. I look for Freddie Douglass to upset the Bulldogs.
Kudos to Frederick Douglass because they played a great schedule. They're not scared of anybody.
No, I love that.
I like how they're coming to Louisville, playing in the all the good Louisville teams.
Well, it makes it more fun for everybody, really. So.
Then we got Trinity 4-2 Trinity at home against Cincinnati St. X, who's also 4-2. This is a big game, always is.
Big game.
Cincy St. X beat Elder last week 22-17. Their quarterback is...
Which, if I remember correctly, St. X just played Elder the week before.
Yes.
Barely lost to a last-second field goal. So
yes.
all these teams are kind of, I think, on the same spectrum.
I think you're right. Kirk Herbstreit's son, Chase, is the starting quarterback for St. X. They've got a 4-star linebacker. They've got a defensive line Notre Dame commit. They got a bunch of D1 players.
Yeah.
Bunch of them.
Cincinnati St. X is never for a lack of talent. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, they put them out all the time. And this, it's another game for Trinity. I mean, like we always say, it never gets any easier. I haven't talked to my people over there yet. Not sure how we came out of the game as far as injuries are concerned, but I look for Trinity to bounce back in this spot. They with it being at home, I have a good feeling that we're going to bounce back and get things back on the right track.
Cincinnati St. X's 2 losses are to Moeller and Lakota West. Moeller's always got a good team. Speaking of Cincinnati St. X, they basketball-wise for Bellarmine, they just got a 6'11" commitment from a kid from Cincinnati St. X.
What about that, man?
So,
hey, you know what they always say? You can't coach size.
You're
you know
right.
What I'm saying? So, 6'11", baby, let's go. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good Lord.
I had to throw that in since we're talking
They probably
Cincinnati.
ain't had nobody at 6'11" in Bellarmine. How tall was Tony Sherfranz? He was tall.
He was really tall.
Was he 6'11", you think?
I think he was.
Yeah,
6'10",
pretty close.
6'11".
I bet you he was probably the last. I mean, that's tall, Jack.
You're right.
Good for Bellarmine on that pickup, man. Let's go Knights.
All right.
I'm getting riled up for the Knights. This basketball season's right around the corner.
It's coming,
I mean,
Louisville.
I ain't wishing football away, but you know what? We love our Knights around here.
You're right. They're going to have a good team, too.
Bet your sweet ass they are.
All right. NCAA action. Enough high school. Let's talk. It's your time.
Oh, buddy.
UK goes in, wins 20-17 over Ole Miss. Ole Miss a 15-point underdog.
It was 17.5 when I told y'all to bet it.
And you were right.
Oh,
I thought you were crazy.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of time people think I'm just up here. I'm a homer. I tell you all, I'm a realist all the damn time. Hey, when they're bad, I tell you. But listen, people, when I'm telling you, you got to listen to me. Now, listen. I'll tell you what. As good as that game was, oh my goodness. I just kept telling myself, please, we just need something to go our way. And then all of a sudden, Stoops decides to go for it on 4th and 7, man, from his own 20. And I'm like, well, let's go. Let's go. I'm thinking we're going to try to hit little seam route up the middle. Maybe Dane Key. We've had a great connection with him all game. Cross the middle. Oh, hell no.
I wish he'd have gone for it against Georgia.
Lets that sucker fly. Barry Brown brings it down. Whoop! Stops. Run. Oh, my goodness. How did he stop that quick? I don't know, dude. Oh, my goodness. But I was so excited. Going nuts. We finally get the touchdown. They're coming down. Of course, now here they go. They're coming back down the field. As Kentucky fans, you don't quite understand because you're not a Kentucky fan because we always get beat at these inopportune times. We're always up here and then get let down. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, please, God, just one time. One time. Ole Miss driving down the field. We think we get the fumble. Offsides on our big man. Gosh, he played a great game. Dude needs to get in better shape, though. I'm telling you right now, you're going to go to the next level. You got to get in better shape. Anyhow, go to kick the field goal. 48-yarder. Hey, listen. On the other hash, that's not easy either. Wide left. Oh my gosh.
What was that feeling like?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I was so excited. I lost control of my breathing for a second. I had to take a moment and relax, gather my thoughts, think of what really just happened, man. And dude, I had permagrin.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, from the end of that game, and it wasn't from anything else except the big win against Ole Miss.
That made your whole weekend.
Oh my God!
Because like you said, the game started at noon. The whole rest of the day, night.
I couldn't have drawn it up any
right.
perfect.
Right.
I could not have drawn it up any perfect. I mean, the only thing that made it better if I was hanging out with all my buddies. You know what I'm saying? But even at that, I still had one of my very best buddies. Blue Boy was in the house, and my daughter, Big Baby, and my wife got to come down to the lake. We all watched it together. It was such a sweet thing. Sweet thing.
Kiffin had won 26 straight games as a double-digit favorite. All of them at Ole Miss.
Come on, reality. Give me the good stats.
That was
Throw me the goods, reality. Come on, baby.
Mississippi's fewest points scored in the SEC at home under Lane Kiffin.
Oh, say that one more time, please.
That was the fewest points scored in an SEC home game in the Lane Kiffin era.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Lane Kiffin is a savant. Now, here's the only thing I'm afraid of, and you kind of made mention to it this morning.
Say it, because I'm going to say it.
Whoa. How good is Ole Miss? They're overrated. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, look.
They play a worse schedule than you all do.
I know. And listen to me. I'm not saying they were top 10 worthy by any means. However, they're still a very good football team. They're top 20 for sure, okay? And going in there and winning that game, regardless, it's a huge win.
Huge.
I don't think we're going to look back at this and go, well, Ole Miss I don't think was very good. I still think they're going to win some football games. That offense, when they're in rhythm, it's potent. But you saw what UK did. They got them out of rhythm. Makes it a little harder on them.
A couple key stats. First of all, Ole Miss was 1 for 10 on third down. Okay, that tells you how good their UK's defense played. They played unbelievable.
Kentucky was 4 of 4 on 3 of 3 on fourth downs.
Huh. Where was that against Georgia when they decided to punt?
I know. And you heard my boy Stoopy. You heard my boy Stoopy. He goes, well, analytics would have said just the punt there, and I went for it. So, okay, here's the thing. In my opinion, obviously I thought we were going to go down to Ole Miss and win. Not a lot of fans did. So we thought we were all going to beat South Carolina. In my opinion, Kentucky is right where they need to be. Okay? If you looked at the season, you'd probably said in the 4 games, we were probably 2-2. We got 3 games. The next 3 games, we are going to be favorite more than likely in all 3 of those games. So you take care of business. All right? Next 3 games, you take care of business. That puts us at 5-2. Going on the road to Tennessee in Rocky Top, buddy. I'm just saying. You keep calling me crazy.
Slow down.
You keep calling me crazy, but that beard just gonna keep getting
Slow
longer.
down.
Hey, I'm just saying, man.
UK had in the 60 minutes of that game, UK had the ball 40 of the 60 minutes. I think that's a good reason why Ole Miss didn't score a lot.
That's how you win. I mean, that's how you
that
win
is
football
a huge
games.
stat.
Well, I mean, if you're Kentucky.
Stoops is smart because you can't let them have
That's
the ball.
the only way we can beat them.
You're right.
The only way.
Kudos to you all.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's move on to
what happened to your Cardinal birds over the weekend?
well, the number 22 U of L Cardinals, they fell a little short, 31-24. I said last week we have got to stop the run. That's the only way we can win.
I feel so bad for you, buddy.
And we couldn't stop the run, pretty much. Our offense played pretty good. We just didn't get enough done, And it was going to be hard to go to Notre Dame and get a win anyway.
It's not easy.
I think we were catching 6.5. We squandered opportunities. I will say this: our quarterback, he looked good.
He did look.
He is good. He had 3 touchdowns, 260 yards passing. Lacey's first game. I don't know if you saw that one-handed catch, him extended, and he's a ball player.
I did. I mean, he is a good-looking football player.
And Brooks, the kid from Alabama we talked about last week, he had some unbelievable catches too. I'm not down on them too much. They got a really tough game this week. Did you see the double interference call?
I did not. I was still. I was probably out on the back deck celebrating at that time.
I've been watching a lot of football my whole life. Have you ever seen a double interference?
So when you say double interference, was it the offense and defense both got called for a penalty?
Yes. As our guy was catching the ball and getting drugged down by one hand. It was one of those Notre Dame calls.
So then they just call offsetting penalties and they redo it?
There was no interference on our guy, though.
I can't say I've ever seen.
People know what I'm talking about, and you probably drove you crazy.
At that point, why do you even make a call?
It was one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
Would you have felt better as a fan if they didn't make that call?
Well, they had to make the call. The guy, he literally drug our guy down.
But if you think it was that blatant of a call,
it is a Notre Dame away call. It is what it is.
That's.
Turn the page.
Part of being on the road, unfortunately.
We had some coaching. I don't know, some bonehead kind of coaching stuff. I thought we would be on top of. Very uncharacteristic. Some mistakes. Like the last 3 minutes of the game, we looked like we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
That's kind of what UK looks like at the end of every half.
And a couple calls, you just kind of shook. There was a couple defensive calls where, we had 2 guys going with the same guy, and their guys wide open. Just coverage breakdowns. Let's see. We got a tough one this week.
SMU's no slouch.
No. They were good last year. They're 4-1. They beat Florida State pretty bad last week. Not that that's a huge deal, but their only loss is to BYU 18-15, and BYU's pretty good.
My goodness, is BYU good?
They're good.
I mean, I picked against them last week, and they
scored 66 against TCU, beat them 66-42. So U of L's -7 and 57.
The line started off at 5 too.
So what do you think?
I think I look for Louisville to bounce back here. I think Louisville wins by. I think 7's a really good. I think 7 is the spot. I don't know if I'd really bet the game. If I did, though, I'd lean Louisville. I think Louisville will probably win by about 10. They just need to They need to win the turnover battle. I mean, that was a big thing against Notre Dame. A couple miscues there with the special teams.
Stupid turnovers.
You clean that kind of stuff up, man. You're right in the ball game.
Shuck's running down the field, 40 yards down the field. He sees 2 guys. Get down. The guy comes, strips him.
Yes.
Just stupid shit.
You can't do that on
the
road. You cannot do that on the road.
You're right.
You cannot do that on the road.
You're right. All right.
Yeah, no, I look for U of L to bounce back.
UK has a bye. That's why we're not talking about
and let's mention that. I think that bye. Some people might argue with me, but I think that bye comes at a great time.
I
because
definitely do.
we've got Vandy, coming into town. And Vandy's no slouch this
No,
year.
you're
They're
right.
not the Vandy of old. And it would have been a prime for the pickings. You know what I'm saying? Kentucky on the big win. At least we were coming back home. But still, I didn't like that. I like the fact. And one thing though is Stoops teams, generally speaking, and we'll keep an eye on what the spot's going to be, generally don't play very good off of bye week. So that'll be a really tough game. But I'm glad it's this week, though, because we need to get some guys healthy anyhow.
All right, let's look at this week's docket. I don't think there's a lot of really good games.
What about let's talk about this this kid from Boise State, Bro Dog was telling us about. How about this? Ashton Genty, okay? This guy, this is his stats for the season so far. 82 attempts rushing the ball. He's got 845 yards. Now, mind you, we're 4 games into the season. A great running back. They want to get 1,000 yards a season, right?
I know they played Oregon one game.
Yeah.
So.
He's averaging 10 yards a carry. Last week against Washington State, he had 26 carries, 259 yards, and 4 TDs.
Wow.
Keep your eye.
He's got 13 touchdowns. I know that on the season.
Right. Keep your eye for that guy. I think Bro Dog said you can get him right now at like 8-1 to win the Heisman Trophy.
Huh.
I mean,
all right.
That might be worth a little change.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Noon games. We got number 19 Mizzou at number 25 Texas A&M. A&M is -2 and 48.5. What do you think,
buddy? Pretty good last week as far as the games were concerned. College ball, I gave you 5 leans. I went 3 and 2. Okay, so we're rolling pretty good in the colleges still. I'm shocked you brought this game up first because
it starts at noon.
Well,
so
I'm not that I'm shocked, but look, you don't know this, but
oh my Lord, first game
out the gate.
Unbuckle this bad boy. Missouri got exposed against Vandy. They're going to go on the road to A&M. These guys down there ain't messing around. They're getting ready to make a statement. They're going to beat Mizzou. They got Mizzou by at least 10. Unbuckle. Bet your lungs on it.
Huh.
Unbuckle.
I like Mizzou to win on the road.
Oh, my God.
That's just
me. Oh, my God. Hey, but here we go. This is like the first one you and I would agree. But, yeah, I'm unbuckle.
Okay.
A&M, yes. A favorite against the ranked team. It just looks good.
All right, 3:30. We got Auburn at number 5, Georgia. Georgia is a 24-point favorite. 53 is the over/under. I'm just going to go ahead and say right here, this is one of my leans for the week.
Auburn is a lean for you.
I love Auburn. I think Georgia's going to win, but maybe about 10 to 13 points or so. That is a lot of points. Auburn has been playing good. They had terrible luck against Oklahoma. I think guy ran back an interception.
He did.
A fumble. They've been in every ball game. They're not going to get blown out. I'm just going to say that. I like a little lean.
Yo, baby, get it, little buddy.
On Auburn.
I'll be honest with you. I was thinking about a lean here myself. I opted not to go lean just because I thought, man, that is a lot of points on the road. Like maybe what's Vegas know that I don't? I mean, I could see this game maybe kind of slipping away from Auburn. However, I'm more with you. I think I'd take War Eagle in this spot, catching 24.
All right. 3:30, we got Ole Miss on a 1-game losing streak at South Carolina. Ole Miss is 9.5, 53. This is a weird game, especially with UK playing both these teams. I mean, South Carolina at home getting 9.5. What do you think?
My first gut feeling says Hottie Toddy might blow them out. But then I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, this is one of those Willy Whacker games where I don't touch it.
I'm not touching it either.
No, sir. No, sir. I don't have an opinion. It wouldn't shock me either way. I think honestly, as a Kentucky fan, I'd like to see Ole Miss come out and just kick the shit out of them. Like that would make me feel good. But But then again, it's like, okay, well, what if South Carolina wins? And then you're like, well, that loss to South Carolina wasn't that bad. So, I mean, whatever, man. Like, you can't really think about that shit anymore. You know, you just got to do what you can do.
Yep.
You know, control what you can control. I don't know. I think it'll be an entertaining ball game anyhow.
Oh, for sure. I think, if anything, I would like the over in that game, especially with Ole Miss only scoring 13. South Carolina likes,
What time is a 3:30?
That's a
ball game?
3:30.
Yes. I tell you what, South Carolina's so much harder at nighttime down there.
Yeah,
So much
you're right.
harder.
7 o'clock, we got number 15 Clemson at Florida State. Clemson's 14.5, 46.5.
We need to quit talking about
All right.
Florida State.
Well, let's talk about Clemson real quick.
Oh.
I got a little bone to pick with Clemson. Okay.
Let me hear it.
Okay, I mean, one of the worst hurricanes that went through. I mean, that area is like Katrina was. I mean, that place is decimated.
And you've got people down there. You've got friends. You've got friends down there.
So what's Clemson do? Hey, all the streets are closed. You know, people can't get anywhere. Let's pack 80,000 in their damn stadium with concessions, ice, water, everything, and then tell everybody to go home afterwards. I mean, there's people dying in that area. Greenville is decimated.
They should have canceled the game.
Yeah, they should have canceled the game. And then, you know, they can have 80,000 on Saturday, but what about Monday? Oh, they cancel class.
Cancel school. Can't even have school.
I mean, get your shit together, Clemson. Jesus. They care more about football than anything.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Uh,
That's a bad look. That's a bad
It's a
look.
terrible look.
Yeah. Terrible.
I thought Dabo's Mr. Jesus and Mr. God. I guess not.
I guess not.
Florida State, Clemson, what do you think?
Well, Clemson's been playing a lot better. My goodness.
Yeah, they
Ever
have.
since they got beat by Georgia, I mean, they've looked pretty good. And Florida State, goodness gracious, they get worse and worse every week. I don't even know why we talk about them anymore. I think
It's a bad schedule.
I think Clemson wins big.
Well, actually, I think Florida State's going to cover.
You do?
Well, just
I mean,
because
like-
everybody's going to think Clemson's going to beat them by 40.
Well,
and then that's
no,
when
you're-
that shit
You're
happens.
right. No, you're exactly right. Like,
I mean,
I'm
Florida
not going to
State.
touch. I'm not going to touch the game. But
No,
yes.
I'm
But yeah,
not
but
either.
no, I would. I could see where you're coming from.
All right, 7:30. Number 4 Tennessee at Arkansas. Tennessee's 13.5, 60. This could be an unbelievable game. You know, Petrino he's got some plays ready for Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
I honestly, if it all ended right now, I think I would bet Tennessee to win it all right now.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I did bet them.
What'd you get him
I
at?
got them at 11-1.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Really?
Last week.
You're that high on the Big Orange.
I think they're awesome.
They're pretty
Nobody's
good.
talking about them.
They're
Their
pretty
quarterback is awesome. Their defense is awesome. They're the real deal.
It's just hard for me to get behind Tennessee.
I know.
Obviously, but
What do you think about that game?
I mean-
Any opinion?
Tennessee, Arkansas. You know what my opinion is in that game?
Take the over.
Over, man. I think
Over
it's
60.
going to be a shootout, dude. I really do. I mean,
You're
I
right.
think it's going to be hard playing Arkansas. Arkansas will get up for that game 7:30.
Arkansas is better than you think, too.
It'll be close. I think 14's right on the number, but I'd look to go over there.
Okay. 7:30, we got number 10 Michigan at Washington.
Number 10, Michigan.
It sounds weird saying it.
I know.
Washington's a -3, 41. What a weird conference game. I mean, this is a conference game.
I know.
Sign of the times.
This is definitely Washington minus the 3 is definitely a lean for me this week. I look for them to bounce back. Michigan going on the road up to Washington. Don't see them pulling that off after a big win last week. So I'm looking for Washington minus the 3 and a letdown for Michigan. That is a lean for me.
I like Washington, too. No lean, but I like Washington. All right, 7:45, Central Florida at Florida. Central Florida's 2.5, 61.5. I think Florida came out. They were favorite.
In this game,
Yeah, they were. Central Florida's 2.5.
Central Florida was favorite,
They were.
and now Florida's favorite by 4.
No. Central Florida is favored by 2.5. But
Oh.
Florida, I think, opened up as favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about Central Florida.
They
I
got
love them.
killed.
I loved them last week against Colorado, and
got
swing
killed.
and a miss. Good Lord. Tip my hat. I guess I got to give credit to old Dion. He got his team up there. And Shakir played good. And Hunter, my goodness, he did what he does. Colorado, I can't figure them out, but I would fade them every week. So I don't know what to think about Central Florida. I know Florida ain't worth a shit.
I think I would take Florida though. I think they're going to win. The new freshman quarterback, I think he's all right. We'll see. That's a big game.
You
lose to them, and he is pretty much done.
Well, that'd be like Kentucky losing to Western Kentucky.
It's
Theoretically.
That's
the way they look at that ball game. That is the way they look at that.
That's why you all won't play him anymore.
Who West? No, hell no. Gosh, our tops. Speaking about the tops.
You're right.
Oh my gosh, they had BC on the ropes last week.
You
4
liked
turnovers.
You said take the points.
I know.
Shit, they almost won straight up.
My goodness, they should have too. They couldn't hold on to the football there late in the game. They gave up 4 turnovers, only to lose by 1 against Boston College.
All right, let's go over some leans and some unbuckles. My first lean is, or my second lean, of course, I like Auburn plus 24. I like Troy at home getting 14 against Texas State.
Talk to me. You're the master of these little conferences.
I went 2 for 2 last week. I won on my over-unders. New Mexico State screwed me by a half point. In Memphis, it rained, so they didn't throw the ball. They just ran it on them. So, yeah, I like Troy at home. I think Troy, they're always good at home. Getting 2 touchdowns. I don't care who you're playing.
Who are they playing again?
Texas State.
Okay, yeah.
And Texas State's good.
Yeah, they are.
Up and coming program. Who you like?
So I gave out Louisville as a lean, minus a 7. I like the Cards to bounce back. My unbuckle, as I said, A&M big. Bet your lungs on that. I love Vandy as a lean, plus the 22.5. I look for Bama to have a little letdown. This is going to be a big game for Vandy in Nashville. I mean, it'll be fun down there. It'll be rocking.
Oh, yeah.
So I look for Vandy to maybe squeak. They're not going to upset them, but to cover the spread there. So 3 leans. I got Washington minus 7, Washington minus 3, Louisville minus 7, Vandy plus the 22.5, and my unbuckle for the week is A&M minus 2.
I got an over-under for you, the over 36.5 in the Navy Air Force game.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's going to go way over that.
Do you really?
I do.
Yeah, that's because normally that's low-scoring ball game there.
All right, let's turn it to NFL.
Another good, NFL.
Bengals
Who they?
Bengals got their first win of the season, 34-24 over Andy Dalton and the Panthers.
My goodness, we needed that one bad. We don't win that game, buddy. It's a long season.
Yeah.
But Chase looked good.
He did.
T. Higgins looked good. The only thing that makes me nervous, that defense is still they got to shore some things up. It didn't help that Hendrickson went down with a neck injury. I hope that's not too bad. I haven't heard. You heard anything on that today, bro, dog? No. So, yeah. But we got a big one this week, buddy.
It's not getting any easier.
Yeah, no, you're right. We got Lamar coming into town. To the jungle. It's going to be rocking and rolling up there. I can guarantee you.
Is that a 1 o'clock game or
1 o'clock game? Yes, sir.
I know Baltimore is minus 2.5, 50.5. Interesting spread.
No kidding. I was a little shocked at that. I mean, it makes me. I thought the Bengals would have been a 1 favorite.
I would too.
I really look. I mean, I called this last week. I look for Cincinnati to actually beat Baltimore at home. Remember, the NFL is like a script, and as long as you've got the script, you can beat them. Last week in the NFL, 2 of 2. I've got one rolling tonight with Detroit minus the 3.5. I gave that out to you all last week, so it could be another sweep in the NFL for me. Yeah, I like Cincinnati a lot in that spot. Maybe even play them on the money line.
Washington keeps playing good. 42-14 over Zona. I think we both told everybody to take Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year.
I think he did.
He's definitely playing the part.
Man, he really is. What do you think? If you're a Bears fan, are you still happy with what you got, or do you think?
I mean, it's
is it
early, but
too early to tell.
It's a little early, but Jaden Daniels, he's going to be in this league.
You
for
know
a long
Herb. You
time.
know Kurt Herbstreit. He called that.
He did.
He said, I'm telling you right now, Jaden Daniels is the quarterback out of this group.
Well, he's putting points on the board.
Man.
His I don't know what his percentage is, completion percentage, but it is impressive. For a rookie, anybody. It's
No kid, man. I mean,
it's impressive.
And just his story's awesome. I'm a big fan of his.
Tampa Bay looked good.
They did.
They beat up on the Eagles.
Your boy woke up feeling dangerous again.
Who's that?
The quarterback.
Baker?
Yeah, Baker, you know.
Yeah. Falcons win. You know, they're 2-2.
Whoa, what about the field goal?
4 field goals.
How do you say that guy's name?
Koo. I know
Koo.
his last name's Koo.
Yeah.
It's my son's favorite kicker. He's a Falcons fan. So.
Cool.
Ravens look great. They beat up on the Bills. I mean, that was not even a game.
Called that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Called that.
All right, this week we got Washington. They're at home versus Cleveland. Only given 3. That's a tough. You know, you look at that and you're like, Washington is gonna maul Cleveland.
I know.
It's like, why do they?
Yeah.
There's a reason
Hold what
they're
you
doing
got.
this.
Hold what you got. You know, I mean, I know Cleveland's offense has been struggling a little bit, but that defense is still really good. And this smells to high heaven right
Yep,
here.
they might throw some coverages that the old rookies never seen before.
Yeah, I think. Yep, they're going to run into. They're going to be the. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug.
Yep,
I think they might be the bug this week.
I think you might be right.
But then again, I've been picking against them every week, and they just all they do is just keep winning.
Yeah.
So you know.
Bills are at Houston. Houston's given 1.5. That's going to be a good game. Any leans in the NFL? Who you like?
I've got nothing, no unbuckles or anything else like that, you know. And I was really hard pressed to even just find 3 games this week. I think the slate's really tough in the NFL this week. Proceed with caution. However, my leans this week, I like the Bengals at home catching 2. I like Jacksonville at home -2.5 against the Colts. Look for the Colts to have a little letdown after the big win last week. And Seattle going back home after their Monday night game to play the Giants. Lane 6 as of right now. I like Seattle. They're always tough at home.
All right, I really don't have many leans or many picks in the NFL.
Yeah,
I do like Cleveland, though.
It was tough this week.
On the road at Washington. That spread's just too weird for me.
You know what I'm excited about, though?
What? Tell me.
Keeneland's going to open up on Friday. So
What about our boy David Miller with 3 technique?
my goodness, shout out to Miller.
Yeah.
Wow, what about that? A $400,000 race. Winning you're in Breeders' Cup, right?
$1 million horse now.
Congratulations,
Unbelievable.
man. That is awesome, dude. That is awesome.
Keeneland starts Friday.
Oh, I can't wait for Keelan on Friday.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
Yeah.
Fall's here. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Tell a friend. Hey, if you like us, tell a friend. Hey, you need to watch these guys. These guys are goofy, and you know what? They're pretty darn good at picking games.
Kind of. Hey, you know what? I've still got an ample amount of sweatshirts. Remember from the corner sweatshirts? I know it's going to start getting chilly here soon. Hoodies. So if you're looking for a hoodie, hit us up on the Instagram. Our boy Bro Dog will be checking that out, or send us a shout. Send us a message. We appreciate all our fans out there. Like and subscribe. Clay, it's been fun, buddy.
We'll see you next week.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.